So like a week or so ago, I did a video, and it was about a scenario. I don't know if it was true or not, but I think it was just a scenario. But it was a scenario where a woman, she was married, and she told her husband she was going out of town on a business trip, but that was actually a city where her ex-boyfriend lived at. But she actually linked up with her ex-boyfriend, wore a sexy ass dress, and allegedly was date raped after that shit. And you know, it is what it is. That's the story right there. But the comment section on that video inspired me to come and give you guys a quick story time when I was in a very similar situation as like the husband. I was the boyfriend in a very similar situation. So this is another Tales from the Simp episode right here, number 2. So this is a situation by one of my longest simp stories, and I'm pretty sure a lot of my tales from the simp is going to come from discussing this relationship, because I had a lot of simp moments, dog. But this right here is the first one, main one right here. So bet. So my sophomore year in college, I was the weed man. Yeah, I was him. I was the weed man. And I used to smash a lot of hoes just being a weed man. At that point in time, I wasn't smoking anymore, so I just had the trees. You know, sometimes when you get your zips and you got your extra shake, and you got, you know, you could drop a little sun on the horse, because I wasn't smoking it. You feel me? Now, when you holding and you're in college, you meet a lot of chicks, because a lot of chicks smoke. And you know, a lot of chicks found me attractive too. So there's a couple chicks that I met just off the strength of just doing that. Now there's one particular time where this one custo was a very interesting situation. She got my number from whomever tried to hit me up to get a little gram or some shit like that. Back then, grams were going for a dub. A dub, if you didn't know, is $20. That's the good old days. Right now, a gram is going for like prices that I don't even fucking want to know no more, because the game is fucked up. So she didn't want my gram because it was too expensive for what she could do. She wanted more bang for a buck. So she said, all right, do you got some me? You got some Reggie? That's low grade that people didn't know. So I didn't carry that. My homeboy carried that. I said, all right, bro, my custo need this. I got you. I wasn't taking nothing off the top. That's my A1 day one. But my custo hitting me up for some shit, you know. It's gonna come through me, but he get all the cash for it. So I told her the price. She said, okay, boom, we cool with that. And she said, all right, I'll be there to pick it up in a few. But right now I'm at McDonald's. So I said, shit, you at McDonald's, man, bring a nigga McChicken. She said, okay, you just want one? I said, nah, let me get 2. Let me get 2 McChicken, shit. And so she said, all right, I got you. So she finally comes. I go meet her, give her the trees. And she got a boyfriend on the whip. I'm like, oh, okay. Homie, like, she made sure he showed love, right? I said, yeah, bro. So woody whoop. I just gave him the trees. I got my McDonald's and I left, went upstairs. It's cool. I'm good. You know? As I tell this story, I'm like, damn, nigga, you are stupid. But let's get deep into it. So time passed. So now she starts copping from me on the regular. And now the next several times she coming to cop, boyfriend ain't with her no more. She's dolo. And she getting out of the car, and I'm saying, damn, got a banging body, nice curves and all, wearing tights and shit. So I'm like, oh, this is one of them situations. Okay. And this is FAMU, this Tallahassee. And if you know anything about Tallahassee, that's the place where the hoes go and grow, you feel me? If you know anything about the highest of the 7 hills, you feel me? You know. So I'm just like, okay, cool. This is how we coming right here. So this continues a little bit more. She comes back one more time. She comes with a cousin. Now I'm going to be able to give y'all details from both perspectives, because I've heard this conversation from both perspectives. So now she finally comes to my door. I serve her, and she go ahead and walks away and leave. I was getting ready to go out to a party or something, so I was fresh as fuck. I was drolled up, or how they say now, dripped down. You know, the kids say. But you know, I was fresh. You feel me? I was Dougie. I was Doug man fresh. You feel me? So she left it. And she texts me, you know, oh, you were looking cute. And I'm like, oh, okay. So this is one of them situations. So she definitely, for the kid, she trying to press up on me. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Later on, I found out, because she actually came to the door with her cousin. Her cousin said that I was attractive, and her cousin said that, you know, she would talk to me, because she knew that her time may run out with her chance to be able to get at me. She was like, no, let me act now and pounce on this man, because my cousin may go ahead and make her move on me. So that's why she texted me, you look cute. And me, I took the bait. I responded. We started flirting. Within the next few days, I was at a crib. I'm at the crib and stuff like that. We chilling. Long story short, I beat the cheeks. Very long story short. Now, before I beat the cheeks, I asked, you know, about the boyfriend situation. She said she still was with them, and she gave the little crazy little, like, you know, she tried to like downplay the situation, like she wasn't really feeling on me, and it was what it was, you know. I leave after beating the cheeks, get back to my spot, and like a day or so later, she tells me that she broke up with the boyfriend. It's a crazy situation. Now, the experience was actually really good, but I wasn't really trying to fuck with her like that. But she was very, very consistent, but she started to guilt trip me. And this is when I started to become a simp. She started to guilt trip me, saying, oh, that's all you wanted me for? Because I wasn't really talking to her like that. I wasn't really responding to her. I wasn't really like, it was nothing more. She's like, oh, you just gonna do this? That's all you wanted me in for? And I'm like, no, it ain't just that. You know, it's cool. Are you cool? We could vibe. So in the midst of, you know, not trying to be guilt tripped and still trying to guarantee, you know, the good, possibly consistent vagina, I just played along with the situation and was like, nah, that's not what's going on. I don't look at you that way. I don't look at you like a hoe or nothing. But the whole time back in my mind, I'm like, yeah, you are that. But, you know, I kept going over. I kept smashing, kept doing this and that and the third. And then when the worst situations happened, car broke down. And at that point in time, I didn't even have a car. My car was fucking fucked up. I was using my homie car, but his car broke down. And now I couldn't serve the way I wanted to as far as moving around. I didn't want everybody coming to my apartment, so I couldn't move around. So now I couldn't be as mobile to serve like that. And that also means I couldn't be as mobile as I wanted to go and mess with other chicks. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I wasn't that much of a saint. I was not trying to commit to this girl because I looked at her like a hoe. But eventually I did. But before I did that, I did some horrible things. And things that I would not want to admit on this video. Because this is about tales from the simp. But if y'all want to hear those stories, I'll tell those stories in another video. But I was not innocent and I was complicit. That's why this makes me a simp. So after her begging, crying, fighting and everything, you know, and me not wanting to give up my consistent vagina because, you know, I didn't want nobody else smashing this good stuff, you feel me? So I said, all right, fuck it, all right, I'll be your boyfriend, whatever. Now, after a couple of months of us becoming official, I decided that I wanted to transfer. And I eventually transferred colleges to a whole new city while keeping her as my girlfriend. And this was stupid of me, but I did it. I should have broke up with her because she wanted to break up and stuff like that, or try to use that as an excuse for me not to leave, to tell me that she wanted to break up. But I stayed just so I can win whatever stupid ass battle I wanted to win. I convinced us to stay together, and we stayed together in a long distance relationship now. So I was living in Orlando. She was still up in Tallahassee. So now we have the first semester with me away from school, and FAMU homecoming comes. I want to go up there to the homecoming to see her and my homies, so I go ahead and make that trip. I slide on up there. I go up there for homecoming. She picks me up from the bus stop, you know, and all that good shit. We have sex and stuff, and then we vibing. Now she goes to sleep. I want to see what the fuck is going on, so I go through her phone. Fellas, I want to tell y'all this: if you are not going to leave, ladies as well, if you are not going to leave, don't go through their phone. Only go looking for evidence to leave and to validate why you're leaving. But if you are not going to leave, don't do it. But I went through the phone and I seen messages between her and her first boyfriend. Yep, the guy that was in the car the day that she brought me to McDonald's. In the message, you could see her being upset with them because she's saying, "You had sex with me." So I'm thinking, what the fuck? So he's somewhat apologizing and kind of flirting at the same time, but the conversation doesn't carry over on to too much more details from that point. So I'm sitting there, blood boiling. So eventually, I can't remember what situation was, if I woke her up or she finally walked into a room or something, and I asked her, yo, what the fuck is this? And she comes and tells me this story right here, that she was in a dance troupe, and he also is in a brother dance troupe of that dance troupe, and they had some little kickback, little party, whatever, where everyone was drunk and stuff like that. And she got hella drunk, and while she was hella drunk, he came and had sex with her. And that pissed me the fuck off. In one mind, I'm thinking, why the fuck are you in the same damn vicinity as this nigga? Getting drunk, getting fucked up, hanging out like it's all cool, all cool. Like, I can't trust that in the first place. And then I'm pissed off at this dude because you telling me some nigga raped my girl. That's what you telling me, some nigga raped you. But I'm thinking, this conversation don't feel like that. It don't feel like you're that upset. So I'm like, all right, I'm pissed off. Need to remind you, I'm only 19 years old at this point in time, taking this in. So I'm like, I don't know what to think. And I'm just pissed off and I'm mad. And I'm like, nah, I can't fuck with you. I can't trust you. I can't believe you. You know what she does? She's boo crying, pissed off, sad and crying. Then she gets on her knees, pulls my pants down, and starts to suck my dick. And I let her. She finishes, and then we lay in bed. She stops. And at that point in time, I'm like, I can't fucking ever trust you. This is a weird situation. I don't know what to think. And I'm still wet behind the ears when it comes to dealing with women like this. It's the first time I ever was in a situation with a woman like this. I wasn't in much relationships before. I just used to be the guy that, you know, the cool dude that just smashed chicks and stuff like that. I didn't know how. I never was in that position of being the boyfriend that these women do wrong, do dirty. I never was in that position. So I'm just sitting there just confused as far as how to operate, because now I'm out of town. I'm here. And I'm like, you know what? Fucking, I'm just going to make the best of the situation while I'm here. So time passed and we go to the grocery store. Do you know, we see the nigga in the grocery store. And I'm pissed off. But she calms me down. And then she speaks to the guy. And I'm thinking I'm going to see some type of furious, upset, disgusted interaction. But it's real calm, mild-mannered, not enough. And also her cousin, who knows of the situation that happened, she's at the grocery store with us as well. And she doesn't respond in a super upset manner. So I'm just like,
it's really him. You're a victim. Here we go, CSI.
And seeing that interaction, that should have been enough for me. That should have been enough for me. And that's when I should have just left the situation. I should have got my stuff, packed my shit, went to my homeboy's crib where they were staying in Tallahassee, and vibed with them and just never spoke to her again. But nah, I didn't listen to that shit. She definitely lied about the possible rape. It was just more than likely a situation where they was more than likely vibing, drunk together or whatever. They probably were at some type of party, because that shit part was true about the dancing troupe. And she probably did, and it probably did go down like that, but I'm pretty sure she was more complicit than she was claiming to be. And being a man in a situation like that and trying to be sensitive to women when it comes to rape, you want to believe them. But once I seen how she interacted with Buddy, and that she didn't have the same anger that I had, I should have ended it right there. But I didn't. And that led to a lot more simp ass moments. More episodes of Tales from the Simp coming soon. I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here though. It's your boy Stacie. And I fuck with you. Why? Because you fucks with me. Hey, I'm out.